Richard Marshall, thanks very much for talking to Fax TV. Richard, just about a week or so after the Toronto defeat, looking back on the game, how would you reflect on the team's performance?
Yeah, we weren't too happy, I thought, to give up field position, the ball and our defence on goal line. I thought we rolled over a little bit too easy last week. So that's something that we spoke about, something that we've worked on this week, and I'm sure we'll get a response and a reaction from that defeat. There was some positives in the second half. I thought the scoreline didn't reflect probably our efforts in the second half, and they got a try right at the end, didn't they? So otherwise it would have been a draw. But it was a tough game. You know, Toronto are a full-time team, and we've got some fantastic players. So yeah, it was a tough weekend for us last weekend, but we're fully focused on this week now.
How much credit do you have to give Toronto? Obviously, former Super League and NRL players in their squad, and they certainly showed the class, didn't they, the weekend?
They did, yes, they did. Obviously, they played the pitch real well, and it was a bit of a carnival atmosphere, wasn't it, on the day? We didn't come to grips with all that, I thought. We travelled down on the day of the game as well, and probably inhibited us in terms of our start and our execution. But they deserve to win. They deserve to win, and I'm sure they'll be a force throughout the rest of the season. They're probably one of the best teams we've played this year. But going back to us, we've a bit to work on, but we're not in a bad place. We're coming off, you know, we were in form before we met Toronto. That one's done now, gone out of the way, and we can move on and look to our next fixtures.
And you mentioned after the game about how a couple of players had picked up knocks. What's the latest on those players? I think it was Steve Tyra, Scott Morrell,
Brandon Douglas as well, yeah, with his elbow, which was probably the main concern for us. Right. He's had a scan and it's not conclusive, but he's probably going to be out for a few weeks. We don't know if he needs an operation yet. So yeah, he got that done on Monday. So that leaves us a little bit short in the forwards. But we've got Dan Fleming will come back in, and QLT, who couldn't play against Toronto. So there's no excuses for them two guys. Obviously QLT, it's one of his former clubs. I'm sure he'll be looking forward to wrestling with the Sheffield pack and their outside backs, and I'm sure he'll do a fantastic job if he does what he did the week before at Dewsbury. We won't be far off.
Any other injury concerns going into this weekend's game against Sheffield?
No, we're hopeful to get Steve through. Hopeful. We monitored Simon Grix and Shane Grady with a couple of a bit of swelling on the knee. Probably more to do with the surface than anything else, than a knock. But yeah, I'm sure them two will be available to play. And as I say, we can add in Ed Barber as well, and James Woodburn Hall, all who played for the reserves on the Saturday. So yeah, we're not in a bad place.
And moving on to the Sheffield game away this season, we had a good performances against them earlier this season and last season as well. Can you take confidence from that going into this weekend's game?
Well, you can, but you know, if you go back a couple more years in my time here, they've rolled us a couple of times. So yeah, and they're a bit inconsistent. They win one, lose one, win one. So they'll be trying to get some form together. Be a big weekend down there for them. And the new ground and everything, another plastic pitch. So there's some challenges there, but we'll overcome all that hopefully this week. We'll train real well. We had a good meeting on Tuesday and a review of the game, and the players were brutally honest, which is the environment that we have here. And by our standards, we slipped way below that, certainly defensively. So we'll be looking to improve that area. And you know, I hope Sheffield will attack us as best they can, and we've got to do a better job this week.
Is it about getting a response to the Toronto defeat going into this weekend's game, looking to try and hit back as quick as you can? Yeah, of course. Yeah, you want to hit back. You want to perform well and hopefully do enough to win. It's an important game for us, but it will be for Sheffield as well. You know, the form book. We were probably obviously higher up in the league, and we've been doing pretty well. But I've been watching them. They've got some real good threats, and they're trying to find some form as well. And we don't know we've never played there before, so we'll have to overcome all that. And obviously they've had a couple of wins as of late. I think it's 3 wins from the last 5. Is it important not to underestimate them going into this game? Yeah,
no, we never underestimate any team. We never change what we do, whether it's Toronto or the team at the bottom of the table. It's irrelevant when you start to do that and fall in love with yourselves. when you're coming off a 4 wins as we were, or 4 losses, and you get 2 down. We've got to be level-headed about what we've been doing. As I said, I didn't think we were in a bad spot. We just give up our line too easy this week. So yeah, the team won't change too much, and we'll be looking for certainly probably a response, a better goal line defensive attitude, and to entertain. I think our fans are fantastic at the moment. It was like a home game for us, wasn't it, last week? And they were great the week before at Dewsbury, probably the best I've known them, really. So as long as we've got them on board, and we need to give a little bit back for them, I think, this week as well, and we'll speak about that in the week.
Is one of the key things you're looking to improve upon this weekend being that goal line defence, as you've mentioned a couple of times after the Toronto game?
Yeah, but we still have to finish an article in offence, and obviously QLT will come in and help us in that area. We need to get them combinations working. Our pack needs to be dominant this week as well. We're not quite sure what team Sheffield will have out, but we'll know 100% about our team and our attitude and what needs to happen and where we need to fix up. You know, that you can always put the opposition to one side. When you're working off development models, which we are, we want to improve every week regardless of the opposition. So we'll be looking to do that this week, and I hope it'll be a good game. I really do.
Just a final word on the reserves who play Bradford on Saturday. Looking forward to seeing them back out in action.
Yeah, they've been going real well. They've not picked up the wins, but they've been really competitive in everything they're doing, and for probably similar to the first team. If they took some opportunities against Wigan, it would have been a far different story. And defensively and discipline, which is the same 2 areas that we want to improve on. So I hope that's not running throughout the club, and I'm sure it's not. We've got some brights. I think Fraser Morris is playing really well for them. He's not far off. Connor Davis as well, and I hope Adam Brook gets against his former club there, gets his game going. It'll be fantastic. Put some pressure on these lads. I'd love to be in a position where we could utilise them, but I think we've got the balance right at the moment with our senior players, Chester Butler, Conor McGrath, and them younger players coming in. But yeah, watch this space on that. We've got some fantastic stars of the future, and get over to Odsall on Saturday afternoon.
On that note, Richard, thanks very much for joining Fax TV, and we'll catch up with you again on Sunday.
Cheers.
Thanks very much.